Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Okay, so what's being reported right now, we've heard about Kellen Moore, that Boise State was interested in Kellen Moore, that he was on the short list of candidates for the team. We hadn't heard anything from Kellen Moore or anything like that. It's a possibility. Some Cowboy fans say we need to get rid of Kellen Moore, that, he's a bum, he's an idiot, get him out of here. And then there's others that look at him and say, could he be the next Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan? Well, the jury's kind of out on that because he's only got 2 3/4 years of experience in the NFL thus far. That's it. 2 3/4. Well, it's a little more than 3/4 because it's really, 14/16, which is really 7/8. I'm sorry, 7/8. 2 years and 7/8 of a season of experience. And the jury's still kind of out on that one because he went from being the quarterback's coach to offensive coordinator for 1 7/8 years. But as much as people want to give him flack and say that the Cowboys stink, the play calling, it's amazing that when a play works, it's genius, but when it doesn't, automatically, it's bad play calling. It's easy to go through and say that, the play that didn't work is just a bad play. I'm sitting here watching the Cardinals versus the 49ers, and a pass play that they threw earlier in the quarter, a seam route down the middle. The receiver takes the wrong route, and, of course, boom, play didn't work. Why are they launching it downfield like that? That's a dumb play call. They tried the same play later on, 47-yard completion. Great play call. Or how about this? They had 4th down and 5 from their 42. I'm sitting there looking at it and saying, man, this is stupid. Oh, my God, I wouldn't do it. I'd kick the ball. They end up basically doing a quarterback draw. Looks like a pass. Kyler Murray up the middle, 1st down, gets the momentum going, and they end up with a touchdown and get it within 2. So you look at that and say, oh, great play call. If it had failed, you'd say, man, what are you doing? You're an idiot. And in the same way, you could look at and say, had against Washington, that fake punt surprised the Washington football team. Great call. So it's all subjective. It's all subjective because sometimes you can call a great play, but you don't have the guys out there to make that call. So here's the deal. Now, here may be the quadre, the problem, the issue, the question for the Dallas Cowboys is if Kellen Moore is no more in Dallas, what way do you go? Does Mike McCarthy start calling the plays? Because in essence, I think Mike McCarthy kept Kellen Moore because he wanted to have consistency. He knew that Dak Prescott could be holding out. And if that's the case, while Jerry and Dak work the deal out and stuff, at least we're not changing anything and we can go ahead and hit the ground running. But now we'll have a full off season where Mike McCarthy now knows the players and things like that. He can implement a new system. So this will be a big question on what direction this offense goes. Now, for me, you got to be careful about changing too much because a lot of times what will happen is you'll have quarterbacks in systems that just fail and they keep firing the coordinator, get a new head coach. And year after year, they're in different systems and they never have the opportunity to learn one before the next guy gets in there. Because ultimately, one of the reasons you can look at and say why Tom Brady was so successful was stability. Whether or not one of the offensive coordinators left, that system still stayed the same. Tom Brady could do that system in his sleep over and over again because it was consistent. Hence, a team like, say, Washington that's constantly turning over people and everything else, the quarterbacks never have a chance to get comfortable. You can say the same thing about, say, a team like Cleveland. Now, I'm wondering if this will be a nepotism hire of Mike McCarthy, getting another guy that's, one of his buddies and friends and things like that, or if he'll get a pragmatist, somebody who's going to be looking at a little differently the way things are done. I don't want to say Mike McCarthy is old, but you have to look at how things have evolved now. The pure pocket quarterback is no more, really. I mean, there's a few that are still out there, but you got to understand, when you see Kyler Murray, whose team basically couldn't convert, I think they had 2 third down completions, converting, you can see that he is another weapon. Kyler Murray has 10 rushing touchdowns, as well as the running back now has 10. First time that's happened in like forever. So you're seeing where quarterbacks are more than just a guy that can sling the football. They have to be guys that can move around, because that adds a whole nother dimension. 49ers were great shutting down those receivers. You could see yesterday with the Saints, all the receivers are hurt. They're using Tyson Hill to go ahead and make running plays. He's their fullback. You know, they got Jameis Winston as the backup quarterback. We got Hill out here who can pass the football and can run the football. And so you're looking at this from a different standpoint, that you have to be able to be more dynamic as a quarterback. And maybe those old school guys that used to work with Mike McCarthy, with a Brett Favre Aaron Rodgers, may not be suited as well as some of these young guys. And that's where you see a Cliff Kingsbury is able to work with a quarterback that's mobile. You see a Kyle Shanahan that's better off with a mobile quarterback. You see, for example, Baltimore that understands, well, Harbaugh, he's just a great coach. He can evolve. He went from Flacco being a pocket quarterback to realizing I can take Lamar Jackson and make him the ultimate weapon. So I'm looking for a guy who will not get my quarterback killed, but will use his legs. And I'm not saying necessarily to run the football. What you need is to understand how good Dak is outside of the pocket, that his play action, where he's doing bootlegs, okay? And by bootleg, I mean you fake the dive to the running back, it's play action, and he's keeping the ball on his hip, and he's going on the outside, and now I'm looking for the open man, or if I need to, I can pull it down and run. Those are the kind of things now in today's football that your quarterback has to do, and your coaches have to have no fear in being able to call. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but if you're just turning into this video, Kellen Moore has a strong interest in becoming the head coach of Boise State. Cowboys may be in the market for a new offensive coordinator. So it's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get interesting. I'll be back later on. Maybe I'll do a quick live stream later during the other game, and we'll talk about it some more. Right now, Michael Anthony Fitness is live streaming during the Amazon Prime. All right, I'm excited, I'm hyper and all that, and I'm cold, so I'm going to get inside right now, okay? But I'll be back with my fireside chat later. All right, peace.